Welcome to the Success with Jewelry podcast, where we invite you inside our conversations about business success and marketing for jewelry designers and entrepreneurs.
We're Liz and Laryssa, jewelry marketing experts with a combined 16 years of experience in jewelry marketing and proven track records in helping jewelry brands meet their goals. When you listen to or watch this podcast, you get an intimate and exclusive peek behind the curtain of all the things you wish you could know about earning success in this industry.
Welcome to episode 30. In this episode, Liz and I will be giving you one quick tip and takeaway about our topic of the day. How much should you be investing in your jewelry marketing and why? We also want to tell you about our insider community. When you join for only $20 a month, you have access to our extended episodes, which are full of tips that you can start implementing today, growing your jewelry business, streamlining your marketing, all that good stuff. And we're also there to answer any questions in a one-on-one way. To give you a preview of that extended episode, we talk about how much to invest based on revenue and stage of business growth, so you have more complete clarity about your marketing budget. What can you expect things to cost? No one talks about this. So you know what to look for in the marketplace, what's a good value, and kind of have realistic expectations when you go in search of support. And what should you do if you just don't have the money to invest in marketing and business development right now? I know that's a really common problem. People feel anxious about investing in their business when they're just starting out. So you'll know how to bootstrap until you're able to invest the money you need to invest. If you want to get access to exclusive content, as well as that direct access to me and Liz, sign up by visiting successwithjewelry.com. All right, Liz, let's get into it. Let's talk about money.
No one talks about money and how much things cost. And we shared in the extended episode, we shared so much about how much things cost. And I think that's kind of a blind area. And the more you know, the better you're able to prepare.
Yes, better able to prepare, and then coming to researching and seeking the support with realistic expectations in mind so that you're not surprised, or maybe like cutting corners in a way that may actually damage your business or like put you 2 steps back, which we don't want for you.
Right. So how much should designers be spending?
So it totally depends on your revenue and stage of growth. And I would say that most people are very surprised by the number. So like sit down, get comfortable, like breathe. If you're grossing less than 5 million a year, which I think most people who are DIYing and listening to us are, then you actually should be spending more than a business that's more established, because the cost to acquire new customers is greater than the cost to kind of like go on by your reputation and like work with existing customers. So the recommendation is about 12 to 20% of your gross revenue. If you were established, it would be around like 6 to 12%. I think, especially if you're impatient and you want to see faster growth and kind of get out of that uncomfortable, like growing pains phase, closer to 20% would be my recommendation. So what does that look like? Well, let's do some math. Our favorite topic. If you're making $100,000 a year from your business or the gross revenue, and you're still kind of young and newer to the marketplace, that looks like $20,000 a year on marketing. When you break that down, is $1,600 a month. And I just know from talking to solopreneurs, startups, small business owners in this industry, I know that number feels scary. I know.
And it goes so fast when you think about spending it. Like maybe you're trying to overhaul your website. Maybe you have direct-to-consumer shows that you invest in every year, which does fall into the marketing category, or trade shows. That number goes very quickly.
Yeah, it's expensive to market jewelry, to present a product that in many cases is expensive in itself. So you need to show that beautiful photography, present the product in a really good light. And then if you are hoping to go to direct to consumer, actually, I didn't even plan to talk about this. Direct to consumer costs way more to do marketing than if you are trying to target retailers.
And once you have customers, and this is why we always talk about this, once you have customers, it is so much less expensive to market to them. So you really want to be making sure you're nurturing people who are already in your world.
Yeah, it will pay off in the long run. It will cost you less. And also why it's so important to know your target customer, because if you're gonna be investing this money in marketing, you don't want to be talking to the wrong person.
Yes, and that's why I think it's one of the reasons why it's so much more expensive when you're first starting off your brand is because you do have to try things and take some risks to figure out what's resonating with that audience and reaching that target customer.
Yeah. So if you're not able to invest what needs to be invested at this time, you have to make up for that in like blood, sweat, and tears in actual time, because time is money. Like at the bare minimum, let's say you were like investing money in marketing and you personally were working on growing your business, you should be spending about 20% of your working hours on tasks that are actively growing your business, not busy work, but the impactful things that will be a priority right now. So that's like business development, sales, outreach, marketing, whatever that is for your business. And I would argue if you don't have the money to be investing, you should be spending even more time marketing, like 30 to 50% of your working hours. And I don't know very many people who are doing that.
You need to prioritize Instagram. You need to prioritize email marketing. You need to actively send emails and not just work on your line sheet. You need to be getting out there and doing things that get your business out in the world and move towards growing it. And so many designers make excuses like, oh, I need to finish my product captions first, or I need to finish my line sheet before I send that email, or I need to, get my photography done. Figure out how to do it so that you can push your business forward because you're not going to grow unless you do active tasks.
Yeah, I think that's a mindset thing where a lot of people are getting in their own way, where they say, I did spend the 8 to 10 hours of my 40 hours this week doing marketing, but really, this is extreme example. They were like scrolling on Instagram, like interacting with like other accounts or something like that. So be honest with yourself about the things you need to do to make an impact, and don't do busy work and call that like your growth task.
Yes. I mean, so many times we get so much pushback on email marketing, but we know it works. We've seen it work for our clients. I just had a client send an email that was like planned out and part of the strategy and aligned with the social media content. And she sold an $8,000 pair of earrings off her website from that single email. And I'm just sharing that example because it does work. And we've gotten even comments on our Instagram page saying like, I don't like getting emails, so why should I be sending them? But doing that work where you're actually getting your product out in front of your audience, posting on social media, sending the email to your audience, sending that direct email to that wholesale account you're interested in. Those are things that will help you grow as hard as they can be, and as hard as it can be to stay consistent in those things. That's what's going to help you grow in a way that you will have budget to spend on marketing.
Yeah. And if you don't see that, like this success story that Liz had, because it's not going to happen every
It did
time.
not happen overnight too. It
No,
was like,
it's not. There's no such thing as
yeah.
an overnight success. Let's make that clear. If you don't see a result like that, but you still did that work, you still win, because now you know how to move forward. You have data, you have feedback, you know what to do next. So the $80,000 sale is not always the win here.
Yeah, $8,000, but
Oh,
still,
sorry. I
it's
thought you
still a big
said
sale.
$8,000.
I think I said 8. I hope I said 8 because it was not $80,000.
I just
Although
misheard you.
the biggest sale I ever made on Instagram was a $130,000 cuff bracelet. But we did not plan to talk about this. But I will say that it came from years of consistent showing up on social media. It came from a sales team that was reaching out to clients and available when this person called and said, I saw this cup on Instagram. Can you send me the details? So there's a lot of layers that work towards that sale, and a lot of consistency and a lot of work over time.
So true. You can't substitute anything for that. So we want to know, where do you stand? Like, what questions do you have about investing in marketing? Where do you feel very confused about it, or like how to spend your budget or how to spend your time? Again, in the bonus episode, which is available to insiders, we talk about how much things cost so you can know, as well as what other things can you do if you don't have the money to invest, and how do you navigate that until you get to that stage of growth? Let us know. Visit successwithjewelry.com to sign up for the extended episode as well as exclusive content. Thanks so much for listening.